Hello, this is Mr. Bacon Bits, and welcome back to Xenoblade Definitive Edition. This is part 2 of the Colony 9 side quests, and I'm leaving off right after the last quest I did, which was the Lost Pendant. I will still show off the list of quests in the default order the game lists them in the start, but I'm doing the quests in order of availability. Anyway, let's start this off. Between 18 and 3, go to the east alley of the commercial district to find Sesame talking to a small group of Homs. Talk to him to start a quest chain. Dunban has a unique comment about it. The only requirement for this quest is to get 2 croaking brog bags from Seeing Brogs in Tephra Cave. Simple enough. Now after talking to him, you need to get them to Betty in the residential district. Might have to be during the day. Once done, return to Sesame to finish the quest. At 1.5 stars at this point in the story, and after a young captain's request is finished, return to Emmy Leader for a new quest. Ryan will have a unique comment. She wants some help from you to defeat 5 Wind Vangs in Tephra Cave. Easy quest, they're found near the Spring of Grief. Once all taken care of, talk to Emmy again.
Good day. Hey.
At 2 stars affinity and with the previous quest finished, Emmy has yet another quest for you. There are 2 unknown monsters that suddenly showed up in Tephra Cave and wants you to take care of one of them. There's a Lurker Brog at the Spring of Grief and a Lurker Crabble at Velia Lake. Whichever one you take on, the platoon will take care of the other, meaning it'll disappear. Ryan has a unique comment. Talk to her when you're done. The quest reward is the same no matter what you choose, but each monster has unique drops if you want to test your luck, which I'll show on screen. You can also save just before battling the preferred monster if you really want them. At 2 stars affinity and with a Curry Conundrum finished, talk to Giorgio while he's at work again for another quest. This one is another branching quest. Either convince him he's working too hard, or talk to a relative. The vision of his untimely death showed that his daughter is Paola. So with that information, what will you choose? Well, aside from affinity changes, the rewards are an HP up 2 if you talk with Giorgio, and an Ether Defense up 2 gem if you talk with Paola. I'll show both routes. However, talking with Paola strengthens their bond together if you want to do it that way.
Remain vigilant. Come and see!
At 2 stars affinity, we have 2 mutually exclusive quests.
Hi there.
Romantic Notions of a Boy and Romantic Notions of a Girl. You do one and the other cannot be done. First, the girl one can be accepted from Monica at the military district after Eric is registered in the affinity chart. Melia makes a comment about this one. She wants to have a Tephra drop in Tephra Cave because it'll help Eric fall for her. But you get a vision that he'll just dump her if she gets too serious, and Andreas actually loves her. Ouch. The Tephra drop is found at the Spring of Grief during night if you want to give it to her, but if you want to go the other path, talk to Andreas, who's also at this district. Ryan will have a unique comment for this one.
Hello.
He also wants the Tephra drop, but there's a problem. You get a vision about this possible future with Monica not really happy with her union with Andreas. You can see the affinity changes here with the completion of both choices, as well as the rewards. Just as a note though, if you already have the Tephra drop when you talk to Monica to activate her quest, it will auto-complete without ever seeing the other route.
What is it?
At 2 stars affinity, Sesame's plan has another step to it. Obviously you need to finish the preparation part of it first. You need to gather 2 iron crabble shells from colony crabbles, and Charlotte has a unique comment. Once you get the shells, return to Sesame, and then talk to Kenny Rohan during the day at the residential district. Then talk to Sesame again to end the quest. At 3 stars affinity, Sesame's plan is in its final steps, assuming you did his previous quests. You'll need to defeat the unique monster Dark Marakmor near Anti-Air Battery 3 at night. Melia has a unique comment about this quest. If you're doing quests as early as possible, you might want to wait until you get another party member since you'll likely just have Shulk and Ryan. Once you do, head over there. The monster is level 18, but keep in mind unique monsters are always stronger than regular monsters. You can get to the top of Anti-Air Battery 3 from the foot of the residential district. Once taken down, talk to Sesame. He'll want you to check the lamppost at the entrance to the commercial district, over by Dunban's house. Suspicious, but alright. And we've been had. Return to him immediately. Oh. Once Charla joins the party and the town is at 3 stars affinity, you get a different side quest depending on how you cleared Overworked and Underpaid. If you went with Route A, which is to convince Giorgio to continue working to support his daughter, the quest Pestering Paola will show up. Talking with Giorgio will start the quest. He'll want you to spend some time with Paola since he doesn't have the time to do so. So talking with her will reveal she wants to win over her dad by defeating a fiendish bunnet on the hill by Cliff Lake, and figures you could do it for her. So go ahead to this area here and defeat it, then talk to Paola, and then Giorgio to finish the quest.
Let's get this done and dusted. I will give it my all.
If you went with Route B, which was to talk to Paola and have her convince her father to spend more time with her, out of luck Giorgio will show up. Talk to Giorgio to start the quest. He's having issues with getting his curry to be the best it can be, and needs 5 Piranhaks raw. Dunban has a unique comment. The items need to be gotten from Piranhaks and Bionis Leg. Return to him after, then collect 3 pieces of juicy broccoli in Bionis Leg to give it to him. Man, even the name of that sounds good. Juicy broccoli? After giving that to him, the quest will end. At 3 stars affinity, and once Charlotte joins the party, Jackson will have a quest if you have Dorothy registered on the affinity chart. You can find him in the residential district during the day. He has a problem and wants to know what to do with his life, and wants you to pick between Kenny Rohan to be a writer, or Giorgio to be a cook. So this is another branching quest. Melia has a unique comment. No matter who you talk to, you'll need to defeat 5 Tephra lizards near Villia Lake and Tephra Cave, then talk to the person who gave you that objective. Then finish the quest by talking to Jackson again. The A route, which is talking to Kenny Rohan, will give you an Ether Up 3 gem.
Hey.
And the B route, which is talking to Giorgio, will give you a Strength Up 3 gem. The next quest depends on what you chose for the previous quest, and you also need to have 3.5 stars affinity. If you chose to make Jackson Kenny Rohan's student, then Jackson the Poet will be the quest. Simply talk to Jackson and he'll want you to defeat the Dim Wisp near Kneecap Hill in Tephra Cave. Then speak to him again to clear the quest.
Let's get this done and dusted.
This won't take long.
Think he can win by himself?
Nice. Looks like we're calling the shots here.
Yeah, this is a big pace.
It's just a matter of time now. Now!
If you chose to make Jackson Giorgio's student, then Jackson the Cook will be the quest. Talk to Jackson and he'll want you to collect 5 raw Piranhax meats from Colony Piranhax here. Then bring them back to him to clear the quest. With 3 stars affinity and having reached the Colony 6 area for the first time, Kenny Rohan has a quest for you. He wants you to figure out why the light gathering by the bridge has stopped glowing. Shulk has a unique comment for this. Now, even though this has 2 routes, this doesn't affect future quests. All the routes is dependent on which NPCs you talk to. For the A route, you need to talk to Arnott, Nerine, and Arnott again before talking to Kenny, and you'll get a Bloody Roar gun lance for Rhine. For the B route, you need to talk to Susanna, Francois, and Dionysus before talking to Kenny, and you'll get an Auto Attack Stealth 2 gem. Either way, the quest comes to the same conclusion. Right after finishing that quest, Kenny has a continuation to that. Talk to him again. He has a conundrum and wants to know if the ether lamp should be fixed so the residents can have comfort, or should it not be repaired so they can move on. He entrusts the decision to you, with Dunban having a unique comment. So, if you choose to do nothing, simply throw the ether cylinder he gives you over the side of the bridge to Central Plaza. You'll get an iron armor piece with no gem slots for this route. However, if you want to fix it, speak to Arnott. He'll want you to collect 2 Crabble fixed parts from junk Crabbles in the ether mine. Once done, bring them to Arnott, then report back to Kenny to clear the quest. you'll get a King Cluster rifle for Charla as a reward. And besides, with it repaired, you can take a look to see if it really is an ether lamp or not. After reaching Satoral Marsh and getting to 4.5 stars affinity, Désirée has a new quest for you. You know, the Broken Watch Lady. Oh yeah, you also need to have done Jackson's Awakening. This is a big one too, so make sure you do this one. You'll see why after clearing it. So get Shulk as the leader, find Désirée between 18 and 3, and speak to her to start the quest. All you have to do is listen to her story. Just keep talking to her. Once you've listened, choose between her being a soldier or her being a sculptor. Whichever you choose, Shulk's 4th skill tree will be unlocked along with the quest rewards.
Hello. Hi there. Hello.
At 5 stars affinity and with Désirée's future cleared, this quest will be different depending on the job you chose for her. If you chose for her to be a soldier, Betty will offer a quest, as long as you talked to her and she mentioned Désirée's new job. In this, you need to do some collecting for a gift. 2 lucky skeeter wings from Chorty Skeeters in Colony 9, 2 Vang hair clips from Shadow Vangs in Colony 9, and 4 Razor Teasels at Aerith C. Give them to her to clear that quest. Now, if you chose a sculptor for Désirée, Désirée will have the quest instead, and she wants to make it up to Betty by making a gift for her. You'll need 2 Crabble artwork from Solid Crabbles in Colony 9 at night, 2 Laughing Brog bags from Colony 9 Brogs, and 4 Night Lilies at Aerith C. Bring those to Désirée to clear the quest. If you can't seem to finish the quest, your affinity for this area might have dropped below 5 stars depending on some conversation with Betty, so bring it up again by doing other things, like talking to other NPCs or doing other quests. Once you reach the Marsh's sororal statues, the Gem Man has a quest for you. It's imperative to do this one. The Gem Man has an invention of a portable gem crafting machine and wants you to have it, but he needs an ultra-small reactor in order to build it. How to get one? Just rebuild Colony 6 so that all categories are at level 1, and you'll be given that reactor. Check the main story video for the first part of Chapter 7 for info on how to get the items needed. Once you got the reactor, give it to the Gem Man and the quest will finish. Now you can craft gems on the go. At 3 stars affinity, Machna Forest reached, a young Captain's Rise cleared, and Kance registered on the affinity chart, Emmy Leader has one final quest. Because of what she's done, she's eligible to become the new leader of the Force. Nice! But unfortunately, you get a vision and it looks like she loses. So you mention it, and she wants to get better equipped. Because of that, you get another vision showing that she's going to use a poison-coated sword. That's just not good. But you're forced to accept this quest anyway. There's 2 ways to do this. You can go through with it and go for giving her the Napon Claymore so she can win, or a Carbo Shield, but she'll lose. So if you go for the shield, it can be found in the storage area north of Colony 6's main entrance, as you see in the footage. But if you go for the sword, Go to Setoral Marsh and talk to the Napon merchant at the Sorora statues. If you can't find him, that means you've gotten past Mechonis Core, and he moved to the Napon merchant camp. Either way, he won't give the sword to you unless you give him 4 pieces of bunny scent wood. They can be found from ogre bunnies in this area. Easy enough, honestly. Once you have the sword, give it to Emmy Leader. After Melia joins in the story, there are a few other requirements. Get Dionysus, Cheryl, and Minnie onto the affinity chart, and get Jan to have affinity for Minnie once you reach 3 stars. If you're having trouble with that affinity link, try talking between 9 and 12. Finally, talk to Dionysus what you think of Jan dating Minnie, and tell him that he's too old. The quest will become available then, so talk to Jan. And you know what? After all that preparation, literally all you need to do is defeat the level 34 unique monster Elder Gragas in Magna Forest, then come back to him. Yep. Ryan has a unique comment for this. That said, if you chose Love Keeps the Ticker Going, you get basically the same amount of affinity gain as if you did the quest, except with a better affinity link between Jan and Dionysus. So I'd only really do this quest if you want to get as many quests done as possible and don't mind the affinity links too much. Once Ricky joins, Colony 9's affinity is at 2.5 stars, and Biscuits for a Grandson is cleared. We've got a short quest line going. Talk to Zukazu to find out he's in a little feud with his Ham's brother about wanting to go out and explore, and wants a red pollen orb to get stronger. Well, before going out and doing it, consider looking at Jurok's point of view. Talking to him will have you accept another quest where he asks for the same thing, so use your judgment here. If you let Jurok win by giving him the pollen orb, Zukazu stays and is safe. If you let Zukazu win, he goes out to explore and doesn't feel confined. The red pollen orb is at the Napon Refuge in Setoral Marsh. So, following the previous quest, and with 3.5 stars affinity, this next quest depends on who you helped. If you helped Jurok, thawing relations can be accepted from Zukazu. Dunban has a unique comment for this. Zukazu is happy, but troubled that his adoptive grandmother doesn't treat him very well, possibly because of some misgivings with Napon in general. He wants you to collect 3 lots of maternal Armu milk from Plain Armu in Colony 9 to help make some biscuits. You give them, and the old ring he gives you to Marcia, then back to Zukazu to clear the quest. Here's the funny thing though, if you have 4 stars of affinity, Zukazu actually already has the Armu milk you need if you trade with him. Now, if you let Zukazu win the fight, a place to come home to can be accepted from Jurok. Ricky has a comment for this one. Jurok says Zukazu's room is a mess now that he's gone traveling, and he wants to tidy it up. He wants you to collect 3 quality Antal Jaws from Antals in Colony 9, 4 Black Irises from Magna Forest, and 2 Forget-You-Nots from Setoral Marsh. Once you got them all, bring them to Jurok to clear the quest. Depending on which you clear, you'll get different affinity links as well as the quest rewards. After finishing the Mechonis core segment of the story, the last group of side quests opens up here. First one is A Token of Friendship, which is at the Weapon Dev Lab. Investigate a crate there as Shulk to start it. Shulk ponders about the days he used to make weapons for Rhine and wonders if he's better at it now that he has a lot of adventuring experience. So now we have to find materials. We need 3 goggle horns, 3 thick rana hides, and 3 aged chilken hairs. Interesting combination. The chilken hairs are easy. They're from the poleaxe chilkens at Valak Mountain. For goggle horns, defeat sloth goggles at Bionis Leg. They're at level 76. For thick rana hides, you'll have to fight level 87 Aerith ranas at Aerith Sea. Alternatively, if you have Getting to Know Minnie active, you can get them from lower leveled vicious ranas. Once you have all the materials, head back to the lab to make a brand new weapon for Rhine. Next up, Miller has a quest for Shulk at 4 stars affinity, but it depends on which route you took in finishing a young captain's challenge. If you gave Emmy Leader a Napalm Claymore, then you'll be offered a young captain's revival. If you gave her a Carbo Shield, you'll instead be offered a young captain's trust. Regardless, you get mostly the same rewards. The only difference is what kind of gem you get. Funny enough, though, if you end up with Trust, you get a much simpler quest, in that all you have to do is give Emmy a letter at the mining base in Aether Mine. But if you got Revival, first you'll need 4 poisonous gourds from Satoru Marsh. Then listen to both Emmy's and Kansas' side of the story. Then get the poison results from Raoul. And finally return to Miller. You'll be asked who the perpetrator might be. Nothing in terms of affinity or anything else is affected by your choice, but if I were to say who the perpetrator would be, it's Kance. He lied about the poison entirely. But for clearing this quest, you unlock Shulk's 5th skill tree branch, Bravery. Awesome! If you've been attentive on them, it's probably about time you got something else to work towards.
Good day.
After the previous quest is finished, doesn't matter if it's Trust or Revival, this one is offered by Raoul. He needs a support role, but can't decide between Minnie or Dorothy. He wants you to talk to them and get to know them better before you can help him with a decision. Talking to each of them starts a quest of their own, so let's start with Minnie. She has a problem and needs you to defeat some vicious Rana that have shown up under the residential district. Not a problem, just need to defeat 5 of them. They're underneath the bridge at the Central Plaza side. Once you got it, return to Minnie to clear her quest. Next, talk to Dorothy and she'll have a quest for you. She wants you to collect 5 heart peaches from Alchemoth and give them to her. At this point though, skip traveling to Alchemoth is impossible, so you'll have to head inside manually. Kind of a pain, and also be wary of the Telethia. At this point there's no other way to get them, so yeah. Once you got both quests done, return to Raoul and decide who he should recruit. Nothing much changes except for affinity differences. If you want to not have as many negative NPC affinities as possible, Minnie might be the better choice for you.
The enemy's weak, but don't drop your guard.
One, two,
I'll blow you away. Ha! Milano Cyclone!
Lucky sneaking double wind! You taste Heropon power!
Ricky!
You did it!
Yeah! Nice going!
Heropon, very cool! Lucky sneaking!
At 4 1/4 stars, and the quests Education Crazy Susanna and A Young Captain's Trust or Revival finished, Kance has a quest for you. He wants to make shoes for his son's birthday but doesn't have the materials. They are 2 azure flammy wings from Opulent Flammy. They can be found on the unnamed shore north of Anti-Air Battery 2. Once you got him, give him to Kance. Pretty simple quest, all things considered.
Hey.
The very last quest is with Moritz at 4 1/4 stars affinity, as long as you have cleared the Pride and Courage quest as well. This one's specifically for Rhine. You'll need to collect friendship tokens, which are Arachno Sickles, Lizard Moon Jewels, and Bunev Clubs. They're all in Tephra Cave, and they're kind of self-explanatory as to which enemies they belong to, so I'll just show them. They're quite high level, though. Once you have 4 of each, return to Moritz to clear this quest, and get Rhine's 5th skill tree, Camaraderie. And with that, that is every single quest in Colony 9 covered. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it was very informative for you. Stay tuned for more side quest content for Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. Stay safe, happy, and healthy, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Alright, a chain attack will finish him. Now it's Rhine's time. Yeah, we got him good.
Let's keep on going like this, guys.
Victory to Ricky!
We won't know unless we give it a try.
No.